The murder in the Long Island suburb sounds almost like a scene from a Shakespearean tragedy. A nephew brutally kills his uncle in a fight over an inheritance.
Jonathan Roman, the person who murdered my father, was threatening my father only 3-4 days before he was murdered.
Jonathan Roman murdered John Frankowski Sr. Cops say this surveillance video shows him stuffing the body in a trunk. He later buried the body behind his mother's house. John Jr. says his cousin Roman stole the biggest day of his life, his wedding day.
It seems the tragedy is just compounded.
Yes.
Right before you're about to get married, and your dad is slated to be your best man. He's murdered literally within weeks of you getting married.
We buried him 2 weeks before I was married.
In the midst of his grief, John Jr. says he was forced to make a difficult decision.
Jonathan Roman already took my world away from me. I wasn't going to allow him to take another thing away from me, and that was my wedding day. So I went through with it.
What was it like to be up at the altar, knowing that the person you asked to be your best man couldn't be there, your dad, because he was murdered? I mean, were you even able to enjoy your wedding?
No. I could not enjoy my wedding. In fact, where he should have been standing, I left an open space for his presence.
John's daughter Kim says her dad was taking care of his ailing mother, and her aunts were not too pleased.
And how did your dad take it?
He was not happy about it.
When Kim's grandmother died, her dad became the executor of her estate, worth over $200,000. She claims her aunts wanted their share of the money immediately.
He was grieving his mother. I think he was moving as fast as he could, but it wasn't fast enough for them.
Was greed the motive behind John Frankowski's murder? That's what Kim and her brother John Jr. are claiming in a civil suit against their aunts Sandra and Anne Marie. They claim Sandra, the killer's mother, ordered the hit, and that the aunts, quote, conspired to kidnap and kill John S. Frankowski Sr. and then hide his body so he could no longer administer the estate.
This is your family, Kim.
No, they are not my family. They never have been family. When people ask if I have relatives in New York still, no, I do not. All the people I loved are gone.
We tried to get into the house after John was murdered in order to get a suit for him to bury him. Anne-Marie would not let us in.
Kim's aunts have never been charged criminally, and they deny the allegations in the lawsuit. Jonathan Roman's defense attorney telling a Long Island newspaper, quote, Jonathan is extremely remorseful for the devastating outcome of his actions. Roman admitted he killed his uncle and pleaded guilty to second-degree murder.
What was it like to be in the courtroom when Jonathan got sentenced? You're in the same room.
Again, the hardest thing ever. Very surreal. Kind of an out-of-body experience. When they brought him in, just seeing him was horrible.
What about other members of the Roman family?
They were not there.
They weren't even there.
Nobody was there.
You've heard Kim's claims about her strained relationship with her aunt Sandra, and her claim she orchestrated the killing. So we went to Sandra's house to get her side of the story.
So Sandra's being accused of dispatching her son to take care of her brother, his uncle. Serious and just wild accusation. So we're gonna see what Sandra has to say about that. Let's go ask her.
I walk up to her door. It's open. Someone is home. I ring the bell. Miss Roman, hi, Jason Mattera, Crime Watch Daily. Miss Roman, we're just doing a story about your brother's murder. Why would you shut the door? She shuts the... You don't even know what we're gonna ask.
What do you want?
I just have a question for you. We're doing a story about your brother's murder. Are you in any way involved in your brother's murder? She already slammed the door in her face when she saw the cameras. I'm sorry, but if you have nothing to hide, you usually talk. At the end of the day, this is a family torn apart forever by the actions of a selfish man. Jonathan Roman's sentence, 18 years to life in a New York prison. And for Kim, all that is left are memories of her beloved father, a victim of greed, money, and murder.
What are you feeling now?
Sad, anger. Question it all. Why? Is it all really all worth it that much for money?
After sentencing, Roman's attorney released a statement saying his client's actions were, quote, fueled by his ongoing struggle with drugs and alcohol. However, John's family is not buying it and believes the negotiated plea deal that Roman agreed to actually was made to protect others.